AskReddit by Sad Potato BTS. What's an unwritten rule about the road that new drivers should know? Try to give other drivers as much information as possible. Always use your turn signals, even in a turn lane. People have no way of knowing if you're actually about to turn or not. Yes, it helps to reinforce the facts. Not everyone is paying full attention. Simply seeing your blinker automatically informs them that you are in the turning lane and will be crossing their lane when able. It helps establish what's actually going on or about to happen. When I first passed my test, my dad said to me, assume that everyone is a terrible driver who is trying to kill you. Don't cut corners. I've nearly had head-on collisions because people can't just slow down a little and turn into the lane properly. And if you're on the outside of a double turn lane, turn wide so the inner turn lane doesn't have to crash into the median or you to make their turn. Keep your cool. Road rage kills. I was a passenger during a road rage incident and the other car was shooting at the car I was in. Luckily, neither of us were hit. I'm still afraid of being in a car, sometimes. Speed up to match the speed before you try and merge onto the highway. Let me add one more thing. If you are in the last lane and you know the merge is coming up, don't get pissed off when cars are trying to merge and drive faster to not let them in. If someone flashes their lights at you, they're not just a dick, they are trying to communicate something. I drove past someone who flashed their lights at me, slowed down a little because I was confused, and just around the turn was a fucking fallen boulder in the road. I probably wouldn't have stopped in time if I hadn't already been slowing down thanks to the guy who flashed his lights at me. I know a lot of people do this to warn of police radar too. Always leave yourself a way out. My mom taught me this as we lived near a rough neighborhood. Keep enough space between you and the car in front for you to get the fuck out of there. Merging onto a highway interstate should be a very active process. Try to match the speed of traffic and fit into an open slot. Don't slow down to crawl and wait for a wide berth. I see way too many people do this shit slowing down. Actually the only thing that tilts me on the road. Green means legal, not safe. Assume everyone is a moron trying to crash into you. This right here. People routinely blast through the light where I take a left out of my neighborhood. Like turning red, then a pause, then my green and I'm not even on the gas right away. That light has been red for quite some time. Always know what's around you. Know what cars are behind you or in the lane next to you. That way, if you feel you have to change lanes quickly, you know whether you can or can't. An old boss of mine used to put it this way. On the road, there's 5 people you need to be aware of at all times. The guy in front of you, the guy behind you, the guy directly to your right, the guy directly to your left, and the guy that comes out of fucking nowhere. Don't be nice, be predictable. What this means is, don't slam on your brakes to let someone else go, drive predictably. My mom got into a terrible accident because someone was trying to be nice and waving her on to turn when they should have gone, and someone behind them went around and crashed into my mom, who finally just decided to turn because the guy was being too nice. Assume everyone else is an idiot. Like Homer Simpson says, everyone is an idiot except for me. Edit, as someone pointed out, it was SpongeBob mocking Squidward. Homer says stupid, not idiot. Don't trust a turn signal. But also don't trust the absence of a turn signal. For the love of God, turn off your brights when you're behind someone else. IDK if it's just me, but a lot of modern cars have headlights of Satan's anus. It is physically painful in my eyes to drive at night for me now. Be predictable. Assume everyone else is unpredictable. Drive defensively. Going into a ditch, at an angle so you don't plow head on into dirt or rocks. or going off the road is generally preferable to a head-on collision at high speed. At all costs avoid a head-on with a large vehicle like a dump truck or transport truck. It's almost certainly going to be fatal for you. Anti-lock brakes, large modern vehicles and snow tires and four-wheel drive are safety features to help you. It does not mean you can drive in all weather conditions without driving for the conditions. I have known people who had very expensive SUVs who are also very dead because they drove fast in bad weather. Above all else, don't drive under the influence. You may not just kill yourself, you may end up killing others. Wear a seatbelt. Treat driving as a privilege, not a right. The graveyard is full of people who had right of way. When I had my driving lessons, my instructor drilled it into my head that, when you have the right of way, you don't check to see if someone's coming, you just go. Because you have the right of way, and you should just assume everyone else will respect that. He would actually get frustrated if I checked for oncoming traffic. Guy was an absolute idiot in many ways. The car with the most duct tape has the right of way. And U-Haul trucks. Chances are the guy driving a U-Haul truck is driving a vehicle much bigger than he is used to, hasn't had enough sleep, and is having a long day. Leave the house 10 or 15 minutes early. And if you can't, remember it's better to be late than dead. If your wipers are on, your headlights better be on too. A light tap on the horn is a heads up and not an FU, so don't take it personally. I did some anecdotal testing of a theory. If you do a single short honk or a long honk at pedestrians, they look for what they did wrong. If you do two quick honks, they start waving in your direction, assuming someone they know is saying hi. If it's raining, put your goddamn lights on. No matter the time of day. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this a written rule? At my old job I drove a box truck or a large cargo van. The thing about these vehicles is that they're huge and they take a long time to brake. You have to start braking in advance. Additionally, I have no view out the back. What this means is that if you ride my ass and I start slowing down and you crash directly into the back of my truck, your BMW will probably be totaled and you could be injured, but my truck will be mostly fine. As far as insurance goes, good luck, because it's registered to my company, who will fight tooth and nail to suck you dry of your money. I won't suffer any consequences, and I didn't even see you in the first place. So don't get super close behind trucks. I was taught if I can't see both your side view mirrors, I'm too close if you have to stop. Don't let your tombstone read "Here lies the man with the right of way." People don't follow the rules, so be careful. As a motorcycle rider, I learned that the time to dispute your right of way is not when you are under the truck. If you find yourself driving in Boston, find a safe place to pull off, and call yourself an Uber. Have your car towed out of the city, and never try to drive here again. Please trust me, it's not worth it. As someone who lives, and occasionally drives, in Boston, I propose this same rule be applied to most of Rhode Island. Assume everyone else is uninsured, on a revoked license, drunk, high, with stolen plates on a stolen car, and an armed road raging maniac. If I flash my lights towards you and we're in a well-lit environment, this means your high beams are on and I'm blinded by the lights of 100 suns your car is targeting me with. Also, turn your damn high beams off when driving behind other cars. My car's internal light works fine, I do not need extra interior lighting. Flashing your lights off and on at night can be used as a reminder to someone who has forgotten to turn on their headlights. Flashing your headlights can also be used to warn opposing traffic that they're approaching a police officer looking for speeders. Daytime driving lights are not night driving lights. OMG, so many people never turn on their lights at night. It's terrible. They think their daytime lights are their lights. Always ignore other drivers or bicyclists when they wave you on to pass, or to go through an intersection, or merge, whatever. You cannot trust them to see everything. You have to look if it's safe with your own eyes. Even if someone official waves you on, do a quick check. Also, if you want to wave someone through a stop sign, make sure you have limo tint on all your windows. Then slam the accelerator in frustration because nobody listened to you. Be careful when opening the door after parking. Always look out for cyclists, other cars and buses. Zipper merging is your friend. Don't be a dick. Follow the pattern. This is true of the FKNG McDonald's drive-thru, too.